Hey everybody, how you guys doing? This is Alex with the Linux Tube. Today we're going to talk about a spin that I've reviewed in the past called GeckoLinux. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification button. What is GeckoLinux, you say? Well, just a brief thing on GeckoLinux. GeckoLinux is actually a spin of OpenSUSE. It's based off of the OpenSUSE Linux operating system, and what he does is to make it a spin and not an actual distribution, is the developer has informed me of in email. Nice guy, his name Sam, great dude. Anyhow, what he does is he takes the OpenSUSE current release and customizes it in the sense of gets it completely user friendly out of the box. Once you install it, you shouldn't have to do much as a basic user to install anything other than some favorite apps of yours that he may not have already installed. That's what GeckoLinux is in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do an install to my virtual machine so you guys can see the install process, and then we'll go from there. What I basically did here is I installed or loaded the ISO and into my virtual machine, which is 4 gigs of RAM and 4 cores of my processor dedicated to it. And what I did is I clicked on this Calamares. If you move this down, this Calamares installer right here to launch the Calamares installer. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. While it's installing, there's some release notes that I'd like to tell you about. So here we go. I'm going to click next here because it's already chosen my native language, which is American, which of course you can choose any plethora that you would like, as there are all of them, available to you out of the box. So we're going to click next. My location, yep, Los Angeles sounds good. I am actually in the northern part of the Pacific coast, but either way, that's good enough. English is my locale and for the keyboard, and its default is going to be is fine. We're going to erase the entire 25 or 16 gigabyte disk that I've given to it, and we're going to go ahead and hit next, and I'm going to create my user, and I'm going to put in a very strong password because it's got to be super top secret. Yes, we're going to use the same password for the root account, so I'm going to click next here. And this is basically a summary telling me of everything we're going to do. It's going to right here create the DOS partition, create the BTRFS partition. It's going to install. It's also going to make a boot partition and set it as boot as well. It's going to install GeckoLinux to the new BTRFS, and then we'll go from there. So that's what it's going to do. And we're going to click install now. And so here is where it's doing its thing. It's partitioning and unpacking the image and everything. So what I wanted to talk about is the release notes on it are pleased to announce its major update to all the editions of the static branch built from OpenSUSE Leap 15.4. The series has been significantly has better support for hardware thanks to the much newer kernel in the OpenSUSE Leap 15.4. Most packages and desktop environments have the same significant new versions compared to the previous release built from OpenSUSE 15.3. The static editions are the Cinnamon, the XFCE, GNOME, Plasma, Mate, Budgie, and LXQT. This was going to have what I wanted to really talk about is that this is going to have a couple of issues that are already known, that if you do install this on your hardware, you don't want to update for now until it's fixed by OpenSUSE. And it's that it shipped with an update in it that actually breaks the Samba shares package that you use with the GVFS system in Nautilus, Kaha, Thunar, PCman FM. What he has done, what Sam has done in this, is he's actually rolled that package back to the last effective one that it worked with. Note, it'll work. You use it fresh out of the box should you need to use that. However, though, note, and it's important, this is what he's saying, is that If in fact you decide to upgrade or update your system, do not update those packages until you verify that actually OpenSUSE has fixed their other package that it's going to want to update to. Now, another thing that he wanted to point out is users of GeckoLinux Static Edition should be aware that SUSE will be replacing OpenSUSE Leap after version 15.5, which will be the next effective release that's coming out, with a radically different Linux product currently in early development known as ALP. So unless something changes, the current OpenSUSE Leap installations, and by extension, because of all he does is just create the OpenBox experience for his spins, GeckoLinux static installations will be affected as well. They will no longer be supported a few years from now. It should be noted that OpenSUSE Tumbleweed and GeckoLinux Rolling are not expected to undergo the fundamental changes in the near future. So, if you're using the Rolling Release Edition of GeckoLinux, you should be okay, and your end of life support won't change. So that's the major crux news that and information that you guys should impart with and remember. So if you're using GeckoLinux now on the based off of Leap from this edition in the 15.5 and back, your support will come to an end of life. It has finished installing. It didn't take very long. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the restart button now. We're going to click done. And when we're going to boot it back in, when we get ready to boot back in, I'm going to pause the video and then I'll resume it again once that is ready for us to do. And here we go. We're getting ready to boot back into it. So this is it right here. We're going to put in our super strong password. And of course, this is what you're met with. So we are going to go to our settings and we're going to find our displays right here. And we are going to set this to, let's go to 1920 by 1080 right there. And refresh your spine. Yep, we're going to click apply. And there we go. Now we're going to keep this configuration. So this is what you're greeted with right here. We already know how to get to settings, right? So welcome to OpenSUSE Leap. Continue to set up some useful features. So we're going to hit next. Location services. Nah, we're not going to turn. I mean, I understand that for applications and and such, it's a good thing to turn on. I don't know that it's going to track you or anything like that, but it can enable tracking for other things like Google Chrome and those kind of things. So, but I'm going to go ahead and just turn it on just to pretend like I'm not a person that has an issue with that. And I really don't. Nightlight, make colors of the day your display warmer. To do that, I'm not going to worry about all that. Housekeeping, yep, we're going to do that. And now we are ready to go. So we're going to get started. So here you go. As with his install or his other spins too, because he actually maintains another one that I'm going to be doing a review on as well to catch any new and updated things that he would want me to put out there for him. He actually has the language installer here, so this is where you can install any other additional languages should you need to. Down at the bottom you have this dock. This is the Pantheon version. So you have a panel at the top which basically has your applications launcher where you can get to your applications, which we'll take a look at in a minute. You got your calendar in the middle, and then you have your system tray over here on the right hand side, which has the volume indicator and also your music player widget in it, your internet connectivity, any notifications, and your power session. So it's pretty simple and clean. That's what I think I really enjoy about the way he sets up his spins. Just so you know, he has multiple different other desktop environments as well, which I've mentioned earlier, and they're all just as clean in what he does. So I really dig Sam's work. He's a fantastic maintainer and developer for this. So at the bottom you have your dock here. I'm not sure if it's a panel that's made to look like a dock or if it's actually something like Cairo dock or Latte dock, although I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be using Latte dock, seeing that I believe it's come to end of life. The maintainer quit developing it, so it's starting to break or have issues. And so either he made a dock look like a panel look like this, or it's a dock. But either way, no, it is a dock actually, so it's probably Cairo dock. I don't know, but anyhow, so you have your show your desktop folder, then you have your clipboard, you have multitask view, you have your files, which if you open it up is going to take you to your file manager of choice, and so it's a typical standard file manager which has all your usual locations on the right hand side and opens right to your home directory. So you should be able to maneuver through this quite familiarly, considering they're all pretty much the same. Then you have your system settings, which we've already opened up once to adjust our display, and of course within this you have all your other system settings that you can address and change, from printers to Bluetooth to network configuration, sharing, file sharing, all that good stuff. So once again, we spoke to that Samba. No, it uses Firefox. And let's see what version of Firefox he is running on here. I believe he is running the 91.4 ESR 64-bit editions. And when you open it, of course, it takes you to the OpenSUSE page. Uses DuckDuckGo as a search browser, which is pretty cool. Protecting you can search the OpenSUSE wiki. He's protecting your privacy by using DuckDuckGo as an already set browser, so that's pretty cool. We're going to close tabs on that. And then, of course, this is your YAST. Now, for what a lot of people may not know, YAST stands for Yet Another Software Tool. And it basically allows you to install software. You can actually download it in many different other distributions and use it as well. In this one, he's already got it completely installed. Right now, it's downloading the mirrors and loading the packages, and the package manager you'll be able to choose from, so you can install them. Kind of like any other standard graphical package user interface. It's it's nice. It's flexible. It adds you. It comes with another bunch of hosts of other software as well when you install YAST that you can use. That lets you modify other different aspects of software on this package on your distribution as well. So let's go up and take a look and see what's installed out of the box. In accessories, sorry, it opens up into your accessories category, which has got your archive manager, which is the version 3.22 from GNOME. It's the GNOME archive manager. So just curious about that. It's got that. It's got calculator, clipboard, desktop folder, Mate, search tool, screenshot. Under graphics, you have document scanner, LibreOffice. So by this being here, it lets me know that he's already installed LibreOffice, and also your photo viewer. For internet, we have Firefox, Geary, which is a text editor. Oh, no, sorry, that's right. It's an email client. That's correct. I was thinking of Genie, the text editor. My bad. Yeah, Geary's the email client for that. It's got Pigeon, which is a chat client that does multiple different types of chat, from like regular instant messaging to IRC. You can use it for transmissions. Your torrent client. There's several different flavors of that as well, from QBitTorrent, BitTorrent, all that kind of stuff. So, but that's your torrent downloader. Under Office, of course, like I said, it's got your calendar and it's got your LibreOffice suite that's installed. For programming, it's got Code, which I think is like VS Code, so you can actually do code programming on there. Sound and video, it's got camera, music, the Pavu control, and video player called Videos. Under System Tools, you have the advanced network configuration, disks, which is the GNOME disks, Gparted, your file manager, system monitor. So let's take a look under this. We're only using 7% of my Ryzen 5 with the 4 cores given to it, and for memory, we're only using 32%. Monitor multitasking, it uses RxVT for terminal and regular GNOME terminal, YAST and YAST software. Under you got onboard settings for universal access, and it does not have HTOP installed. So let's open up terminal. Why did I put a capital Z before the sudo? And we're going to put in my password. Oh, that's right. I've got stupid Yast running. So anyhow, so here's Yast. We'll just here, I'll close it. You could do it through Zipper or the Pacman repositories, but you could also do it through Yast as well. So we're going to search, and we're going to search for htop. There it is. We're going to click on it. We're going to go ahead and click accept at the bottom here. And it's going to tell me automatic changes, installation manual selections. The following packages have been changed to resolve dependencies, and that is fine. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and away it goes. Executing PostScript AMD U code, the AMD U code. We're waiting on it. It's done. And now it is finished. So it has completely finished. We're going to hit finish. And there's that. So now if I do Control-Alt-T to open up a terminal and I type in htop, there we go. We now have htop installed just like that. Now, as you can see, I am using very little of my processor, and I am using, of my 4 gigs, I'm using just a little over half a gig of my, so that's a little bit more of an accurate depiction of actual RAM usage. And that's with actually not at rest, with I've actually opened and used some software. So that's awesome. Nice and lightweight. Yes, sir. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Now, I am going to also, I'm going to go to the to the Software Center here. And I'm going to install NeoFetch as well. Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have that installed. Okay, what is this doing? Okay, so we're going to search for NeoFetch. I'm going to mark it for installation. The installation summary, it's only going to do that. It's not going to delete anything, so we're good for that. And we're going to hit accept. Waiting on it to finish its thing. It's finished. Control-Alt-T to open up terminal. Simply type NeoFetch. And there we go. So we are definitely using the 15.3 Leap Edition, which I thought it was supposed to be the 15.4, but he may have forgotten to update that in the ANSI. I'm not sure. But anyhow, it's the Pantheon Edition. It's using that WIDA GTK3 theme. And yep, 670 megabits of my RAM only. So just a little less than a gig, or a little over half a gig. Also, it has 1,500 packages installed from the install in the default shell is Bash. So, yep, there you go. That is a look at OpenSUSE Leap 15.4, the Spin GeckoLinux Spin. Released by Sam. This is a great little distribution or spin that he puts together that is very well slimmed down, has all the codecs. Oh, that's the other thing. All the non-proprietary or all the proprietary stuff is already installed in this as well. So like your codecs, your multimedia codecs that are the non-freeware that you would have to install in most of your other distributions, are already installed. So just literally, you can install this right out of the box and start using it to watch your multimedia, do your streaming, do whatever it is that you want to do. You can use it right out of the box. It's a very usable spin, and it doesn't have a ton of applications already installed. One of the things that I noticed too as well, a lot of distros, the developers installed their favorite version of apps that they want in there, or programs that they want installed in there. And so you wind up with double of them, like double media players, double music players, or double, editors, or sometimes 2 and 3 editors. And so there's a lot of redundancy as far as applications that are installed. Sam has taken the time to get rid of a lot of that, actually, and make it just what is in there outside of the core files. and like he installs a beautiful Office suite already out the box. So he's taken a lot of time to develop this and to maintain it and make it what it is. So I definitely would suggest you guys take a look at it, whether you're a SUSE fan or not, or whether you're looking to distro hop or not. Just boot it up into a virtual machine, give it a try it from a live environment, whichever one it is that you want to do. But it's actually a nice little spin as well. So go ahead and do that, guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day and keep on Linuxing.